Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MGTOW Academy Show live. The local time is 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi, I'm glad that I was able to make it on time. Thankfully, I've come across no technical issues yet. So we're going to get right to our stories. I'm going to be doing a separate, not live recording of this. It'll be season 2, episode number 8, I believe, of the show. It's pretty interesting. So I think this is like the third uh I don't know what category this would fall under, but basically it's I'm seeing this pattern of young men being attacked. Okay. So if you look up onto the screen right now, you'll see that this article, it's from triblive.com. And this article is titled Lawsuit Accuses Seneca Valley Mean Girls of Targeting Boy with False Allegations. Let me just check the audio. Okay, sorry. I just had to conduct an audio check to make sure that my mic or anything wasn't messed up. One time I had a live stream and I was like 5 minutes in and I didn't even realize my mic was off. So that was pretty stupid of me. But, anyways, let's get right to this article. While Mean Girls Day is being marked Wednesday in reference to a mention of October 3rd in the popular 2004 cult movie, the parents of a former Seneca Valley High School student claim in a federal lawsuit filed this week that their teenage son was terrorized by false accusations made by 5 mean girls at the school. Michael J. and Alicia I think it's Flood of Zillion Opal, Butler County, the parents of a teenage boy identified in the lawsuit as TF, seek unspecified civil damages against the girl's parents, the school district, and Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldinger's office. The lawsuit, which includes the term mean girls, alleges they conspired in person and via electronic communication devices to falsely accuse TF of sexual assault on 2 occasions. So let's just go over the mess I just read to you guys. So this is high school, in case you don't know. And on 2 separate occasions, uh, these girls, they conspired. They came together in person and over technology or some sort of online communication to falsely accuse this young man of sexual assault. Neither Goldinger nor Seneca Valley school officials have returned calls seeking comment. The 26-page lawsuit filed in Pittsburgh on the eve of Mean Girls Days alleges that TF was forced to endure multiple court appearances, detention in a juvenile facility, detention at home, the loss of his liberty, and other damages until several of the girls reluctantly admitted that their accusations were false this summer. So they admitted that this was false. This isn't just some parents saying, "Oh, my kid would never do such a thing." My kid's innocent. No, they admitted that it was false. You see, I'm starting to maybe pick up on a little pattern here. I'm not sure about you guys, but maybe I think that they could be just doing this for funs and giggles or attention and drama. Just a couple of hours ago, if you check out, let me check this out. I'm trying to find out which one it was. It was season 2, episode 7 of the MGTOW Academy Show. It's on YouTube, and it's titled "Eighth Grader Accused of Rape." The pinned comment, I just got it like this morning. It was of this guy who claims to be the friend of Keith Bailey. He was an 8th grader who was most likely falsely accused of rape, simply because he didn't appeal to political correctness. And if you haven't checked that out, I urge you to check that out after this show is over. But anyways, that guy who claimed to be the friend of Keith Bailey, he said that these chicks are doing it for attention. And I gotta agree with them. It seems like that they're doing it for attention. There's no other legitimate reason why they would be doing this. However, what they do not realize is the everlasting effects of what they're doing. Okay. You see, I'm not sure if you know or know about this or not, but when somebody is falsely accused of rape, even if it's been proven through hardcore solid evidence that they are innocent, it will be very, very difficult for them to pick up a job or for them to do anything else in life. You see, if you're a company and you have this guy who comes up, he's got a a great resume, he's got all the stuff that you need for the job, and then you do a little search history or whatever on it on Google. Companies will search up your name to see if you have any records or whatever. They just do that, and then they search up your name, and then they see that you've been falsely accused of rape. The company will most likely not hire you. Even if you're innocent, they will most likely not hire you. Why? Because you've been uh, you've been at the center of the media spotlight for a while, especially with something so serious. Sexual assault, anything along the lines of that, it's a very, very serious topic. And no one's going to take that stuff lightly. Even the word coming to mind. I mean, just thinking of that word, it has such a tremendous effect on you. And no company is going to hire you when you have that type of an accusation on your record. And these girls don't know what they're doing to this young man. Now, I also guarantee you that they probably don't care about what they've done. They probably don't regret it one bit. This is probably just for attention. We already know it's fake. They admitted it. They reluctantly admitted it themselves. Okay, we know it's a false accusation, but why? I want to see if I can do some research. I want to get to why these false accusations are coming out. Maybe it's just attention. I don't know, but we're gonna keep on reading through this article here. So I apologize about my rant, but there are some things I just need to say. Now, anyways, the lawsuit contends TF was bullied on multiple occasions by classmates. In one example, the lawsuit said students last year placed masking tape with the word predator on it. Okay, I need to get a pop filter. My bad. Whenever I say anything that starts with a P, it messes it up. I apologize for that, guys. I need to get a pop filter. But anyways, so let me get this straight. There was some tape, okay, with the word predator written on it, and it was put on the back of TF. That's the name of this guy who's been falsely accused in choir practice. That is, well, I mean, if it's just something for fun, okay, yeah, I get it. Just put a name on his back and he won't even know it. But predator, I mean, predator, that's not a term tossed around lightly. You don't just see somebody, they don't just make, the word predator. It's not tossed around lightly. It's not a joke. You don't see that in everyday conversations. It's not used in a joke context. And here they are calling him predator. They're writing predator on that. I don't know. I mean, Gen Z is really kind of messed up in the head. I'll say it myself. I mean, gone are. Now, anyways, the lawsuit alleges the boy was further damaged from gender bias by school officials in Goldinger's office, which even after learning the girl's accusations were false, let me highlight this, did not take any action against the females involved, said attorney Craig Fishman of Pittsburgh, who represents the Floods. And this is the problem with false accusations. So the thing with rape statistics, let's be honest here. When it comes to the statistics surrounding it, it's kind of like fog and mirrors. Okay, we have some people, we have some numbers. They say, oh, a lot of them are false. We have some numbers that say, oh, a lot of them are actually legit. It's just a small majority of them that is false. Okay. But here's the thing about false rape accusations that I don't think people understand. The course of justice never changes. I don't care if it's 1, 2, or 10, or 1,000, or 1,000,000,000 false rape accusations. A false rape accusation is a false rape accusation, and that is it. Nothing more, nothing less. The point I'm trying to make is that the course of justice is blind. Have you guys ever seen? Let me show you. I think it's called the Justice Lady with the balance. Yeah, this thing. Nope. Blindfolded. All right, of justice right here. It's the blind lady with the balance in her hand. Okay, you see this stuff right here? Justice doesn't depend on political bias or money or statistics. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter if it's just one rape accusation or 1,000. Okay, if it's just one rape accusation, you can't just say, oh, it's just one rape accusation. It doesn't matter. It's just one rape accusation. Who cares? You should care. It's still a rape accusation. The course of justice should not be deterred because, it's just one minuscule allegation. It's not nothing serious, I'm sure. Doesn't matter. It's still against the law. It's not just. It's unfair. It has irreversible consequences on an individual who is innocent. The course of justice shouldn't change based off of how common or uncommon that something is. And that's the problem with these false rape accusations. Even though if they are a small percentage, of total rape accusations. So of the total rape accusations, there's the percentage that is false, the percentage that is true, and other stuff in there. Even if it is a small percentage that is false, it doesn't matter. What matters is if the course of justice is maintained. And I don't see that happening. Okay. I'm not some legal expert. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge by any means. I'm not a paralegal, whatever you want to call it. I'm not that. Okay. I'm not. But you don't have to be a mechanic to know if, a car is broken. You don't have to be a parent to know if someone is a bad parent. In this case, you don't have to be a judge or a lawyer or a legal expert to know if the course of justice is being taken off track. And I can see that evidently in these type of stories. You see, there's always cross-examinations in different types of, legal problems. If there's a murder, there's, the accuser gets a cross-check or whatever you want to call it to make sure that they are the actual murderer. If there was theft, there's another cross-examination to verify that the accuser is innocent. And with this stuff, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But when these are false accusations, they're like, oh, guys, it's false. It doesn't matter. It's false. You're all good, man. You know what? You may have wasted tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees. Your reputation may be permanently destroyed, but hey, man, you're innocent. It doesn't matter. You're innocent. Aren't you happy? You see, they don't understand the consequences that you face when you go through this type of stuff. And remember how earlier I pointed out that this is a very serious issue? It is. Like thinking of the word sexual harassment, thinking of the word sexual assault alone, it just brings very dark thoughts to your mind. It's not a light topic. It's not a topic to be taken lightly. And for the rest of your life, you have to carry the burden that you have been accused of sexual assault. And for a period of time, you were believed to be a rapist. You were believed to be a sexual assaulter. That is a burden that one can only imagine carrying. That is something it's hard to explain. I can't explain in words how much sympathy I have for men that have been falsely accused, be it young men who are in high school, even middle school, cough, cough, Keith Bailey, or somebody who is, 70, 80 years old. False accusation is a false accusation, and the consequences of it doesn't change. Now, let's keep reading this article. It's decently sad, so we'll keep reading this. Okay, so here, TF. Oh, I'm sorry. I already read that part. My bad. The teen boy is being homeschooled, Fishman said. According to the lawsuit, the first allegation occurred in July of 2017 at an area swimming pool where TF worked as a lifeguard with the then Seneca Valley High School graduate Megan Villegas, I think that's how you say it, who is the only teenage defendant named in the lawsuit. The others are minors and are referred to only by initials, Fishman said. Villegas, I think it's pronounced Villegas. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Villegas cannot be reached for comment. The lawsuit contends TF was charged with sexually assaulting a girl identified in the lawsuit as KS on the pool premises, and Villegas corroborated the KS claim by saying she was present during the alleged assault. And TF was fired at the pool. In a tape-recorded interview with school officials in 2017, the lawsuit alleges KS said she made the sexual assault claim against TF because I just don't like him. You hear that, folks? Yeah, you hear that? You hear that? This is a tape-recorded interview with school officials. This was back in 2017, okay? And she admitted that she just made up the claim because I just don't like him. I mean, you see, once again, it appears that they don't understand the consequences of a false allegation, a false accusation like this. He lost a job at the pool. Who knows what this kid might have had a job for? Maybe he could have used that job to go to college. And then, he goes to college. He's like, yeah, I used to work for I used to work as a lifeguard. I got fired. What'd you get fired for? I was accused of sexual assault. Do you see the point I'm trying to make here? Okay. This is a very, very, very serious allegation that shouldn't be tossed around lightly. But the problem is that it's being tossed around like a beach ball. Okay, if you don't like someone, like right here, I just don't like him. You don't like that? You don't like that man? Oh, it's not a big deal. Just falsely accuse him of rape and you'll be good. Okay? the power that women that the power that women hold over men is unbelievable when it comes to these type of problems. And whether you like it or not, you have to accept the reality that they're only making it harder for themselves. You see, when these type of stories, you know how like we have feminists and even just random women who say hashtag believe all women or believe women. You know why there's a problem with believing women? It's because of freaking articles like this. This is the reason that people have trouble believing women because of false allegations and the consequences that they hold. This is the reason that people don't always believe women. Okay, so if you want to solve the whole problem with believing women, try not to falsely accuse men of sexual assault if you just don't like him. Uh, that just really boils my blood. I don't know how to react to that, but there's nothing I can do. All right. There's really nothing I can do but advise you guys to go your own way. And by the way, this is just adding to the Mount Everest pile of evidence of why MGTOW is your only sane, viable option these days. Okay. Yes, sure. Go into a relationship while we have a declining marriage rate, while we have an increasing marriage rate, when our economy's turning to trash, when we have a lot of people who are living paycheck to paycheck, when men face insufferable, very, very difficult legal repercussions in the legal system, especially in family courts. Family courts for sure. Oh my God, I've talked to some guys who worked in the family law type of stuff. Oh my God, the stuff that they have to bear, the stuff they have to go through is horrible. It's horrible. It's something you would expect out of some extreme book or some extreme movie. Now, anyways, now that I'm done with that little rant, let's keep going on. Let's keep going on. Where were we? Okay. So we're at the part where that chick just admitted that she falsely accused him because that she just doesn't like him. Now, what does it say? I just don't like to hear him talk. I don't like to look at him, KS reportedly disclosed in the recorded interview obtained by Fishman. On October 2nd, 2017, KS told fellow students that she would do anything to get TF expelled and accused TF of sexual assault. With school officials, the lawsuit states TF was subsequently charged in juvenile court with indecent assault and 2 counts of harassment. Do you see the point that I am trying to make? This girl literally told her fellow peers that she is willing to do anything to get this other student that she doesn't like hearing him talk and doesn't like looking at him. She will do anything to get him expelled and will do anything to get him accused of sexual assault. And what happened as a result? Let's see. He went to juvenile court and he was charged with indecent assault and 2 counts of harassment. The power that a woman holds when it comes to these type of accusations is unbelievable. And whenever people complain about believing women, oh, you want us to believe women? You want us to you want us to believe you guys more? How about you don't falsely accuse guys if you don't like him or you don't hear him talk? It's a loophole. It's like an endless loop. Okay, they falsely accuse, people start to believe these type of stories less, and then they go, why don't you believe me? Believe all women, read. Why don't you believe me? Because you commonly falsely accuse guys of rape. And then this type of stuff happens. There's just an endless loop. It's an endless cycle that keeps on happening. So who knows? Maybe one day they'll get it. Maybe one day they won't. Okay, some of them do, and then some of them don't. But it looks like that won't be happening anytime in the near future, this article being a prime example of that. Now, let's keep reading this. So, the Floods eventually agreed in late 2017 to a consent decree where he would not admit guilt, but was required to stay out of trouble for 6 months and report to the county probation department. In March, another girl identified as CS and a friend of KS reported to a school counselor that the boy had walked into her home uninvited and sexually assaulted her. The allegations were supported by information from 2 other girls identified as ES and HR, according to the lawsuit. And guys, this is what I'm trying to warn you about, okay? just like I covered in the Keith Bailey case. Those four girls, they conspired with each other. They teamed up to falsely accuse him, and we see it happening again. Joseph Tirado, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. Yeah, I hear you. They can. They absolutely can. And if you just join, we're covering this false accusation about these mean girls at Seneca Valley School who targeted an innocent young man with false accusations and basically screwed his life over to the point where the damage is so irreversible that he's kind of screwed for life. If you want me to put it out there, plain and raw, that's what it is. I mean, the damage is irreversible at this point. Okay. He has been, I mean, no, think about it, because he lost a job, like right here. He lost his job as a lifeguard due to a false allegation of sexual assault. And she even admitted that she made it up because, she just doesn't like him. And then now they're conspiring with other girls. The girls are conspiring with each other to take him down, basically. Because the thing was that there was a consent decree where he would not admit guilt, but then he was required to stay out of trouble. And now they're conspiring with each other to basically screw him over. So this, and because they're minors, their names cannot be released. It's only CS and not KS. So CS, who is a friend of KS, reported to the school counselor that the boy walked into the home uninvitedly, sexually assaulted her. That type of stuff happened. And then these two other girls, the allegations were supported by information from these two other girls identified as ES and HR. So, I mean, when I saw this sentence, as I was reading it for the first time, identified as CS and a friend of KS, that rang some alarm bells in my head. Okay. Hey, JPO2. All right. Gotcha. I got you. Thanks for stopping by, though. All right. Thanks for stopping by. So, anyways, when I was reading this for the first time, it really rang some bells. I was like, oh, she's a friend of KS. That says something, because this is a very similar pattern I just saw in the Keith Bailey incident. And I believe his court date is on the 27th. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the outcome of that is. But this interesting story. On April 9th, Zelienople Police, that's a very weird name, Zelienople Police charged TF with indecent assault, criminal trespass, and simple assault. So let's get this straight. He has been charged with, I think it was like 2 counts of harassment, sexual assault. He was fired from the pool as a lifeguard. Now, this girl, that girl admitted that it was because she didn't like him. He had some other stuff come up. Now it's the police who charged him with indecent assault, criminal trespass, and simple assault. Let me tell you something. If I were an employer and I had somebody who came up with a single charge of one of these 3, I wouldn't hire them. If I had one person who had a clean slate, but he was charged with indecent assault, or he had a clean slate and was charged with criminal trespass, or he had a clean slate and he was charged with simple assault, I wouldn't hire that person. Each individual charge is very, and now we have all these 3 combined together. And a statement from the lawsuit. On April 10th, TF was at Seneca Valley High School and placed in leg and wrist shackles by the Jackson Township Police. A juvenile Michael Trago, the lawsuit said. Trago testified was a threat to the community and that the teenager had to spend 9 days in a juvenile detention center before being released on probation. Being released on home electric monitoring. After 28 days, it appears my screen share got messed. Okay, sorry guys. Let's say the screen share got messed up, but it's back. Anyways, after 28 days, TF was only allowed out of his home to mow his lawn, the lawsuit contends. During the case, TF was told by school officials he could not play baseball because every time he was wearing a Seneca Valley jersey, he was representing a school. According to the lawsuit, the criminal complaints against the boy began to unravel when, in May, 3 of the witnesses admitted that they have lied. So in May, after all the damage has been done, the irreversible damage has been done, 3 witnesses admitted it, that they had lied. They admitted that they had lied. On August 30th, Goldinger's office sought an order dismissing all charges against TF filed for the March allegation because of the false reports, according to court documents. On September 10th, the charges in connection with the 2017 swimming pool incident were ordered closed, according to the lawsuit. The Butler County District's Attorney's Office promised to file a petition to expunge the record of TF in September, but has yet not done so. Evidence of gender-based discrimination. And this is one of the key highlights of this entire case. This is all gender-based discrimination. If we were to switch the genders and we had a woman who was falsely accused, this stuff will be taken care of faster than you can blink your eyes. It'd be taken care of in a heartbeat. But here, they said, oh, it's okay. We'll file a petition to expunge the record of you. And then they haven't even done that. And that only furthers the evidence that this is gender-based discrimination. The district attorney has refused to file criminal charges against KS, Villegas, CS, ES, and HR due to gender-based discrimination, the lawsuit says. And that's absolutely right. You see, the problem is that they're not being held accountable to their actions. And that's a big issue that I'm seeing with these type of false allegations. These cases, the consequences of them, no matter what direction they go in, whether it's an actual legit rape or an actual legit sexual assault, or if it's actually false, no matter what happens, the consequences are very extreme. It will be extreme if it's an actual rape. It is extreme for the victim. It's a false accusation. It is extreme for the falsely accused. And the problem is that those who have actually caused the problem are not being held accountable. And in this case, it's these people, KS, Villegas, CS, ERs, HR, that type of stuff. They're not being held accountable for their actions. And that is a major problem that I'm seeing here. The lawsuit claims school officials have repeatedly refused to mark the academic records of the girls who lied about the assaults. And TF has had psychological trauma because of this. No crap. This is a false allegation. Of course he's going to have psychological trauma. So this is a major stressor, okay? And last time I checked, stress has a major effect on your health, be it mentally or physically. It's going to have a major effect on your health. It will, okay? And when you have something as serious as sexual assault, when you have that burden on your shoulder, that's something that you don't joke around. That's something you don't mess around with, all right? And he has to carry, and he's only in high school. And now he's got to deal with this psychological trauma for the rest of his life. He has had to see a psychologist to deal with the physical symptoms. See, I just said that, the physical symptoms. Even though it is a mental issue, even though he has never been, this has nothing to do with his physical condition, he is showing physical symptoms from this heavy amount of chronic stress. This is chronic stress. Okay, you have different types of stress. Chronic stress is stress that stays with you. It's stress that builds up over time. He has to deal with this, not just, it was just a high school thing, Like when I grow up, I'll grow up out of it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're not going to grow out of this stuff. It's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. This chronic stress is going to stay with him. And the effects of it will stay with him as well. So this statement here from Fishman says TF has had to deal with the psychological trauma because of all this. He has to see a psychologist to deal with the physical symptoms, which are the direct result of being accused of something when he did not do anything wrong. And that is the end of the article. So, we actually have some comments here that we can go over. So let's go over these comments here. All right. I was trying to find some comments, but I wasn't sure if it's there. But they have some. All right. So we'll read this. All right. So Sandy DiCarlo Liard says, as a woman, I am appalled by the behavior of women and girls today. How can anyone trust the actual real victims? And exactly, that is a point. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That is a point that I was just trying to make a couple of times earlier. The actual legit victims of sexual assault, the actual rape victims are being discredited. You know what I mean? and they're only harming themselves. Okay, look, I get it. Yes, this man has been harmed. Other men have been harmed, but in the long run, the short-term effect is men being harmed. The long-term effect is women not being believed. So they're only harming themselves. They're like, "Woohoo! It's high school. We can do whatever we want to. Let's start up some drama." You know, but in the long run, maybe let's say they actually run into rape later in life. But then, it shows up on the record that, hey, you falsely accused a boy of rape. We won't believe you because you falsely accused somebody. That's what happens. You know what I mean? It's about the boy who cries wolf. Okay. So, you know how that story works. This boy, he would cry wolf, and the people from the village would come, and there would be no wolf. You know how that plays out, right? Well, this type of stuff is going to affect these women, the women who falsely accused this young man. The same effect is going to happen to them. If they run into actual rape, if they are actually raped, if they are actually sexually assaulted later in life, this stuff's going to come back and bite them hard in the ass. It will, because it'll be on the record. No one's going to take them seriously. You're the boy who cried wolf. You falsely accused a boy in high school of sexual assault. You ruined his life. We're not going to believe you. And on top of that, you conspired with other women to do this. Jesus Christ. I'm not even Christian, but the point is that it's really crazy out there. I talked to this guy, and he tells me it's crazy out there. How like some people have like things they like to say, like certain quotes they always just say. Everybody has them. He always likes to say it's crazy out there. He says, "Man, it's crazy out there." Whenever me and him talk about MGTOW or men-related issues, he always says, "Man, it's crazy out there." I'm like, "Yeah, it is," but the more and more he says it, I realize that his statement doesn't get more. It gets truer every time that he says it. And then what does this say? So Tom Ritchie says, and as we watch the likes of little Chrissy Blasey, now the esteemed Dr. Ford, extending this adolescent mean girl behavior into adulthood. Why? Because they think they can with immunity. All under the guise of that which a few activists, very loud women, proclaim that they should not be judged by anatomy, as they adorn themselves with those lovely pink pussy tussle caps. They're talking about the pussy hats that feminists wear at rallies, that type of stuff. Raise your voice, Chrissy. Flip your hair. Cock your little heady. So demure. Suppose the coquette wore white to her Dubante beer bash. Say a prayer for this young man's healing and life going forward. Yep. Your misogyny is showing. Oh my God. This. Okay. This is sarcasm. I like this. No, it can't be. Women don't lie about sexual assault. Ever. Hillary said they are to be believed. This is what happens when parents raise their children instead of rearing their children. These parents failed their daughters by not teaching them human life is valuable, and virtues such as character, integrity are honorable traits. This is also a fallout of the failed leadership now suffered when Patricia Ireland was president of the organization. Her goal was to emasculate all males and set women on high as the superior sex. These girls' behavior is absolutely disgusting and vile. I hope the victims' parents financially ruin their parents and the school administration is completely removed from the system. Gotta agree with you on that one. A young man's life has been ruined, and the witches responsible for this get to walk away. And that's the point. You see this? Yep. So that was by Dom Palmieri, I think that's how you say it. And then Herman Silo replied, "Yep, gender equality with inner quotations at its finest. Women and girls get special treatment, men get thrown under the bus, and modern liberals pat themselves on the back for making things equal. If I were that DA, I'd throw the book at them because false accusations like this are a major cause of real accusations being ignored." And I want to point something out really quickly. Yes, I understand that people are bringing up liberals and the Democrat argument up a lot. This is not a political based argument, might I point out. This has, to a certain degree, it does have to do with politics, but it doesn't matter if you are a Republican. It doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. It doesn't matter if these girls are Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter if the boy was Republican or Democrat. It doesn't change no matter what. I just want to put that clear. There's nothing wrong with holding political views and opinions, but I want you guys to realize that politics doesn't really affect this story in this case. In certain other stories, yes. In this case, no. This is not a political type of thing. This is just a simple, hey, men are really getting screwed over in modern society. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Libertarian, whatever. I don't care if you're independent. We just want you to save men. This is, you know what I mean? That's the point I'm trying to make. So, that's it for that articles, guys. Share your thoughts with me on that in the live chat or via email and comments, whatever it may be. We'll move on to this next article here. It's on Wiley. I don't know, whatever. It's some weird name, whatever. It's a short article, but still worth covering. It just came out 12 hours ago. All right, so read this. 4 women convicted, fined for slandering singer and hashtag #MeToo related social media posts. The Helsinki District Court ruled on Friday that the women were guilty of slander and ordered them to pay fines and cover the singers 7,400 euro legal fees. And that's what I'm trying to say. The legal fees. Legal fees, my friend. That is the killer with these false accusations. And that's just a part of it. Legal fees are a part of the problem when it comes to dealing with false accusations. If you are the falsely accused, you got to worry about your reputation. You got to worry about how you're going to get a job in the future. You got to worry about your mental well-being. Like I just covered in that article just moments ago, that young man who was falsely accused, his mental well-being was already being harmed. There's many effects of these false accusations that people don't realize. The consequences are irreversible, and yet people still don't realize them. Let's read this. So, 4 women were convicted of slander by the Helsinki District Court on Friday over a series of social media posts they made about the Finnish vocalist Tomi Meriseiketo. All 4 defendants were sentenced to pay 25-day fines amounting to between 150 and 675 euros, depending on their salaries. The court also ordered the women to pay the plaintiffs' legal fees, which amounted to some 7,400 euros. Last autumn, Meriseiketo was referred to by the women as a serial monster and a rapist in social media comments on Twitter and Facebook. And like I just said earlier, these terms aren't tossed around lightly. When these terms are brought up, people just will say, "Oh, he called you he called you, what was it, a serial molester, boo-hoo." That is not a term tossed around. Okay, if a teacher, a executive at a company, if anybody who holds an authority position, a high authoritarian, whatever you want to call it, position, and they're called something with the name of that nature, I mean, how do you react to that? Okay, you don't just say, "Oh, he called you this." Nope. He called you a freaking serial molester. That is not a term tossed around lightly, my friends. And you got to understand that these words, words just tossed around on social media, it can have irreversible effects on men. So let's read this. The female defendants admitting any crimes has said that they had reason to believe that the claims which have been made elsewhere on the platform. Some of the allegations were also related to the ongoing #MeToo debate about widespread sexual harassment. In its ruling, the court noted that on a general level, the #MeToo discourse has been important. However, it ruled that in this case, the defendants had breached the limits of protection afforded speech. It added that they had crossed the line when they implied that Meriseiketo was guilty of criminal activity. The sexual harassment allegations emerged when Meriseiketo was removed from Finnish talent show TV series Tadet. He was also axed from a local stage production of the hit musical Mamma Mia. So, like I said, he has built himself a reputation. He's on a TV show series. He's on a hit musical. And now he's not on it anymore as a result of those false accusations. Now, I want to go back to Asia Argento really quick. This is some really sweet. I'm glad. Excuse me. I'm glad to see this stuff happen. So let's look this up. Asia Argento. What was it again? What fired? So I was just looking this up. It's actually from August 29th. I haven't covered this yet. Let's read it anyways. Let's read it. I just found out about this as I was loading the show. Literally, as this thing was loading up at like I was like, "Oh, I wonder how Asia Argento's doing. What's happening with her case?" And I just found this. So, let's read this. This is from BusinessInsider.com. Asia Argento has reportedly been fired from the X Factor in Italy after being accused of sexually assaulting a 17-year-old. Asia Argento has reportedly been axed from the Italian version of The X Factor after she was sexually assaulting a 17-year-old actor, citing unnamed sources. The Hollywood Reporter and Variety reported that the Italian actress will no longer serve as a judge on the singing show broadcast by Sky, as the Corriere della Sera also reported the news over the weekend. The first 7 episodes of the upcoming season, which were shot prior to the allegations earlier this summer, the Hollywood Reporter said. She will, however, no longer be a judge during the live rounds from October 25th. The New York Times reported last week that Argento had sexually assaulted the then 17-year-old Jimmy Bennett. I'm sorry. Actually, I already covered this episode. This part over here, the rest of the article is older, so we don't have to worry about that. We're not worrying about that stuff. Now, I do have some articles that I'd like to pull up. I have a bunch of them like lined up. I have like lined up on my phone. So we'll see which ones we want to do today. So let's see. How about we do? Okay, we'll probably do this one, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do this one, I guess. I like that one. Okay, so we're gonna do this article here. It's from where is it? Iceland's answer to what is it? Okay, we'll do this. This is from NBC News. Okay, I have to pull this up real quickly. Just gotta type in some keywords. NBC News, gender schools, something like that. You'll see. All right. So, nope, not okay. I did not know that, but no, that's what it is. Okay, it's Iceland. So what's happening is that we're having a reform in Iceland education. You'll see this. This is it right here, folks. This is how Iceland is going to deal with education. So, did I not click this already? Come on, open up. All right, there we go. So, Iceland's answer to gender equality: compensate for differences between boys and girls. Boys put on nail polish and play with gender-neutral dolls. White girls are taught to be more courageous and self-confident. So let's read this article here from Reykjavik, Iceland. I think that's how I say it. So Elia climbed onto the table in front of her classmates. She threw her fists in the air and jumped onto the blue mats below. I am strong, the 3-year-old said, her eyes alight with pride and exhilaration. On the other side of this nursery school, in the chic neighborhood of Lufsaborg, I think that's how you say it, boys were practicing having gentle hands by massaging each other with lotion. That's definitely appropriate wording right there. Yep. So Iceland is consistently ranked in first in the world for gender equality. But the jolly teaching model, I think I say it, as practiced in the nursery school, is considered progressive even in Iceland. Founded in 1989 by self-described radical feminist Margaret Palla Olafsdottir, I think that's how I say it. All these weird names in one article. Jolly schools aim to counter stereotypical gender roles and behaviors. Alrighty then. So, boys and girls are separated for most of the day, and they actively compensate for their gender by practicing behaviors usually associated with the other sex, from being daring and taking the initiative to helpfulness and being considerate of others. The best way to get closer to equality is to admit the differences, whoever that is said. According to the Jolly theory, by keeping the sexes apart, boys and girls are free to develop their personalities and discover their interests without the pressures and constraints of convention. Toys at the school, gentle, and all the children wear identical uniforms. So Olaf's daughter, 60, believes that if children practice only the stereotypical gendered behaviors as society encourages, they risk slipping into what she calls the blue and pink haze. Found at the two poles of the gender spectrum, this is where the natural strengths of each gender tip over into weakness, she explained. According to Olaf's daughter, girls' sensitivities and caring natures can turn into self-pity and victimhood, which is true, while boys' strength and power can turn into aggression and even violence, which is true. So the teacher turned educational pioneers' ideas have caught on. What was once a controversial experiment is now thriving in this sparsely populated island state, which is home to around 338,000 people. 3 decades after the first Jolly School was founded, 8% of Iceland's nursery-aged children are currently enrolled in one. Dolls are only for the boys. At a nearby Jolly Elementary School, one recent day, two 9-year-old boys were pretending to be babysitters, and that's fine. I got no problem with that. As long as you're content with what you are, with your, if you want to be a babysitter, fine. It's up to you, man. If as long as you're okay with that decision, go for it. Now, anyways, let's keep reading this. We have to get the babies ready because their parents are coming soon, said Ollie as he read gender neutral ragdoll. I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. I never, never in my years on Earth would I have ever expected to read those sentences out loud, said Ollie as he laid gender neutral ragdolls out one by one under the table, which appeared to be an imaginary bed. You have to hold them like this, he said, says classmate Ari Lee Jan, cradling a rag doll in his arms. The teacher, Kristen Cardew, had lit candles and drawn the blinds of this minimalist classroom, and at other stations around the room, boys styled each other's hair, painted on nail polish, or gave each other full body massages. Yes. How to get hashtag B2'd in 5 easy steps. Well, the dolls are only for the boys. The girls don't need to practice this, explained Cardew, who said she does structured gender compensation work in class about once a week, depending on how much she deems it's needed. Okay, this is a problem here, folks. I don't know about you, but trying to structure indoctrination-based education on what you deem is needed is not right. Now, like I said, I'm no teacher. No, of course not. I'm no teacher at all. But like I said earlier, you don't need to be a mechanic to know how when your car's broken. You don't need to be a politician to know when someone's doing something wrong. You don't need to be a mom or a dad or a parent, for that matter, to know when a parent's doing something wrong. And you don't need to be a teacher to know if something is being carried out wrong. Now, she does have experience in this, but still, it just doesn't exactly seem right that your opinions, your formulated opinions, dictate the education of these young boys and girls. That just doesn't seem right. I mean, they're boys and girls. They're not some gender fluid people. I mean, they don't care about that type of stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, I never really worried about that type of stuff. If you want to do something, okay, sure, that's what kids do. But when you force boys to play with dolls, when you force girls to do guy things, that can be it's just not, natural. The teachers aim to strengthen caring natures. Meanwhile, the girls are their courage and self-confidence by running barefoot in the snow without screaming or being direct about how they feel. Yep, already at its finest. So the first variable in life is gender, said Olaf Datir, explaining that children often look to the other sex as an example of what not to do, a concept she referred to as reverse mirroring. When you only have girls, there's nothing girly anymore. It's like the gender stereotype goes away, she said. Meanwhile, boys are no longer regarded as girly or sissy if they show interest in stereotypically female activities. But while some of the new behavior may come naturally, Olaf Statier cautioned that had to be reinforced through gender compensation work, from learning to care for younger children to learning to help yourself. Olaf Statier believes that girls are more socially capable, have a stronger we identity, and seemingly have a natural desire to be caring and helpful. Yeah, of course they have a stronger we identity. Women tend to operate as a collective more often. You see, the thing that I don't like is that the guys in the manosphere, as it's been coined, are they're always so far apart. It's MRAs versus MGTOWs, pickup artists versus MGTOW, pickup artists versus MRA. It's just, why are we fighting each other? Why can't we just come together as a collective? Sure, we may have different views on things, we may have different opinions on things, but we do agree to similar concepts to a certain extent. And they're absolutely right. Women do they do tend to operate as a collective more often. And that's part of the reason why men aren't really winning right now in the world. It's because we're all breaking off. Oh, you don't exactly have the same views as me, so I'm gonna just break you guys off. I don't care about you. I don't want that mentality. Okay, sure, accept it. Okay, we have differences. We have different opinions. We have different views. We formulate them differently. Understand that. but that doesn't mean we need to divide ourselves. A divided society is not a good thing. Okay, you think a divided society is a good thing? Look at the United States. We are the most divided country that we have ever been. Have you seen how polarized we are? I type this out with my polarize. It's called polarization in politics. Polarization is right here. Our country is so polarized. Politics. We are. I think it might be in the news. I'm not sure because I've seen some articles. Yeah, see, we are very, very, very polarized, and this is an example of how this is an example of why our country's kind of crappy. Politics is a system designed to govern society. Hence the term government. And now it's not. It's merely smoke and mirrors. All of who's wrong. Okay, it's not about governing our country and doing the right thing. It's about whether it's just about supporting your team. I saw this on comparing politics, Republicans and Democrats. You can compare it to sports teams. Hold on a second. You can compare them to sports teams because no matter what happens, you will defend your if you're the Republican Party, GOP does something wrong, you will still defend them even if they're wrong. Case these days, if you're liberal and the Democrats do something wrong, you're most likely going to defend the Democrats even if they're wrong. And it's simply to defend your party. Mike's glitching. GOP does something wrong, you will still defend them even if they're wrong. Case these days, if you're liberal and the Democrats do something wrong, you're most likely. All right, sorry guys, I'm trying to fix the audio here. I don't think that anything's wrong with the mic. Okay, it should be fine now. Thank you, AZB, for letting me know about the mic glitch. If it happens again, please do let me know. But I'm gonna carry on with the stream. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way. Now, anyways, what was I talking about? I was talking about the polarization of politics and all that type of stuff. Oh yeah, it's like sports teams. People will defend their political party no matter what. Even they don't. It's not in the interest of the country. It's in the interest of their political party. And that's why I don't like politics. I honestly don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I try to avoid it, to be honest. Every time I see something in the news about politics, obviously Donald Trump did this, or the Democrats did this, or this person did this, I try to avoid it. I don't like it. It's all smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. Okay, it's all it's so polarized. Okay, in my opinion, it's very difficult to change the current state of the country. That's just my take on it. Okay, good. I'm just checking the mic one more time before I carry on. So, once again, thank you, AZB, for pointing that out. Now, carrying on. Where were we? Oh, yes. See, okay. So, boys, on the other hand, are they're more individual. They have a stronger I identity. They show more initiative and are naturally drawn to games and things more than people. Cardrew said that the boys in her class now enjoyed such compensation activities so much that it became more of a treat than an obligatory exercise. But the boys did sometimes fall out of line. On the way to arts and crafts, there was some pushing and shoving. I have permission to go in front of him, said one boy referring to his classmate. No, you don't. You don't have permission to do that, said Cardrew, ordering him back to his original place. Kicking and hurting. This is the extreme weakness of the boys, according to Cardrew. For Alep's Dottir, kicking and hurting would fall under the blue haze. Ah, yes. This is one of the reasons I actually wanted to cover this article. Controlled crying in school. All right, let's read this. So, in the woods behind the school, the girls' activity was also causing some problems. Participants were supposed to be climbing trees and walking along walls. Oh, man, I would love that. If my school was composed of going along wall, I would love that. I would pass. All right. Now, anyways, that's what their school was like. I'm afraid of heights, one girl said. You've walked along here 100 times, replied a teacher, Etta Hold, as she led the way. The girl called for help, saying she was stuck up on a tree. You don't need help, climb down, came Holt's response. Nearby, two other girls were sulking. I'll keep an eye on them. to talk to me, Holt said, explaining that it was important that they learn to be direct. Unless it's an actual emergency, the teachers at this elementary school are slow to respond to calls for help. Crying is particularly discouraged, and weeping girls are promptly told to stop. Okay, so that is not healthy at all. Let me tell you something. It is not healthy to contain your emotions. It is not healthy for a woman to contain her emotions. It is not healthy for a man to contain her emotions. And then at this school here that is supposedly good for society, crying is discouraged, particularly discouraged, and weeping girls are promptly told to stop. Yeah, that's going to accomplish anything. Now, you shouldn't turn into a crybaby. Look, I get that. We shouldn't raise a generation of crybabies, but I mean, you're gonna have to vent out your emotions somehow. And crying is a response to certain stimulants in your environment. And then you just go to these girls and you say, stop it. I'm actually feeling like legit bad for them. Like, this is some stuff you'd expect out of a movie, like some weird movie or whatever, dystopian movie. This is a straight out indoctrination right here. Trying to tell weeping girls to stop crying. I think that's a bit messed up. You'd expect this stuff out of a movie. God, that's actually kind of sad. It is sad. Well, people find this a bit ruthless. No, it's not a bit ruthless. It's pretty freaking ruthless. But we're making women weaker by not stopping them, said Cardrew, who explained that this was the extreme weakness of girls. She said that girls have traditionally been taught to use tears to express ourselves. For Olaf's Dottir, so-called control crying would fall under the pink haze category. Holt agreed that the crying and sulking need to stop. What I always say to them is, what do you want to take with you when you grow up? She said, do you want to fill your backpacks with crying and moodiness or courage and being able to speak for yourself? That's a good point, but I don't think that is exactly the right approach to people that are like this young, like preschool aged and elementary school aged children. Maybe it's just my opinion. I don't know. I think that's kind of wrong. There's a reason that I cover this article. It seems like some weird indoctrination stuff out of a movie. But let's keep reading this. 3 generations. Berat, I'm not even reading that last name. Whatever. There's a person here who has a hella long last name that I'm not going to even attempt to read. Was part of the first group of students to attend Jali Nursery School as a 2-year student around 3 decades ago. She clearly recalls jumping off of tables, running barefoot in the snow. It gave me courage. It taught me not to be afraid of a challenge, she said. And now that person sends their daughter to that school. And then it says that she believes it helps equip them later for life. Okay, I see. All right. So to sum this up, this is a student. I think it's her. This is a student from that place. And she is the result. She's the outcome of that school. And she's very successful. As you can see, she studied computer engineering. That's actually very impressive. However, the thing is, though, that I disagree with is not teaching you to be a leader and that type of stuff. I actually support that. Okay, I am all for teaching boys and girls to be leaders in life and this and that. What I'm not for, though, is trying to kind of indoctrinate them, if you will, with this whole gender-based stereotype type of stuff. Sure, let them do what they want, but trying to teach them that being a man is kind of like a bad thing, or it can be harmful towards you. That's not good, and that's the problem that's the thing that I don't like about what younger kids are facing these days. The whole concept, what's it called, teaching men not to rape. That thing that's going around right now, where feminists say you should teach your sons not to rape. That thing that's been going around. Yeah, that's kind of going along with the idea that men are biologically wired to rape. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's okay. It's just in the name of gender equality. It's okay. Okay, really. So what if I went out and said, teach women not to use men as walking ATM machines? What if we said that? What if I went out in public as a public figure and I made a public statement and I said, teach your women not to cheat and teach your women not to use up men? What if I said that? What do you think the outcomes would be? I wonder. I wonder. So that is that article, guys. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this article here. Let me see if I can fuzz this one, right? This one is from. Give me a second. All right, this one's from the Daily Man. What is it? It's about this science guy. I think it's a physicist of some sort. Um, Basically, he did for making a claim. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not taking sides. I'm gonna make a point here. You'll see. You'll just wait and see, and you'll see my point. All right, here. Let's get back to this article. All right, there we go. Oh, come on, load. Okay, there we go. Now it's loaded. Come on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm waiting for this thing to load. It's taking an awful long time. It's going to load any time this century. If this doesn't load, no worries. We'll just head over to another article. If we can't use that, that's okay. I'm sorry, guys. Looks like that thing won't be loading, I guess. Oh, hey, Traversable MGTOW. Thank you for stopping by into the stream. Glad you can make it. I would try to been waiting. It works just as Traversable MGTOW. Okay, that's good. All right, so the article finally, pulls up. So this is from the dailymail.com. All right, let's see. Sexism storm as scientists suspended for saying men are better than women at physics. Now, I'm not taking sides here. I'm not a physicist by any means. Excuse me. I need to get water. All right, that's better. Sorry, guys. Quick water break. So, anyways, I'm not trying to take sides here, but I'm gonna prove a point at the end of this article. So this, what is it? Alessandro Strumia said, physics was invented by men and is not by invitation. He spoke at a workshop at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, and physicists claimed women are hired in preference to more highly regarded men. This out. A scientist has been suspended. A scientist has been suspended from Europe's most prestigious nuclear research body over a highly offensive presentation about women in physics. Professor Alessandro Strumia of Pisa University told a workshop at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, known as CERN, that physics was invented and built by men. It's not by invitation. The physicist claimed a graph showed women were hired in preference to men whose work was more highly regarded. How about that? And that could actually be true. And it's all about that. What's that magical word? It starts with a D and ends with diversity. Oh yeah, diversity. That's what I'm thinking of. The magical word diversity. Yes, that's the thing that prevents some guys who are like legit, who actually have a pretty good resume, that everything lined up, and now they come up to a job and they're denied a job because why? Because of diversity. Yeah. So, anyways, Professor Strumia said at the event in Geneva that he had been rejected for a job he believed he was more qualified for in favor of a woman. Planetary scientist Mara Reed from Berkeley University in California. Isn't that don't they have some weird social justice type of stuff going on there? I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, that scientist Mara Reed attended the talk. Said Strumia thinks he is brave to point out the truth. Well, he's not brave. He's a bigot. CERN said the presentation was highly offensive, adding it has suspended the scientist pending an investigation. Professor Strumia insisted some people don't want to hear things that disagree with their ideology. We found in my work, based on data, that there is no discrimination against women. So that's the end of that rather short article, but that's still about point. Here's the thing. You could have some feminist scientists from Harvard because and I'm not joking. I heard that at Harvard. I think I even covered it in MGTOW News when I was doing that. That they're incorporating feminism with science now. I have no idea how that works. I don't know, but apparently it does. So, anyways, let's say we have this feminist scientist from Harvard or whatever who attended one of these things and said, well, women are better at physics than men, it wouldn't be a big deal then. No, of course not, because, women are strong and independent. But the moment that they are criticized, it's a big deal, and that guy gets fired, and you know what happens. All right, I don't even have to explain. I don't even have to explain it anymore. It's a given what happens. So I want to cover this next article. This one was sad, but not surprising. So, woman, what's it? Woman wins 80,000. This is from the BBC. All right, so let me see if I can find it. There it is. All right, let's pull up this article, guys. Let's hope it loads in time, and let's read it. All right, so we got this article. Let's read this. So, woman wins 80,000 euros in damages from man cleared of raping her in St. Andrews. That's right. So this title may confuse you, but let me put it in other words. There is a man who was cleared of raping this woman, and despite him being cleared, she still won 80,000 euros in what was it? Damages. She's the one who was winning money from damages. I thought it should be here. Okay, maybe that's a typo. I don't know, but I highly doubt it. So let's read this article, praying that that title is a typo. I hope it's actually the other way around, but let's read this. So, oh, no, not a typo. No, I'm not surprised. Now, anyways, a woman has won 80,000 euros in damages from a man who had been cleared of raping her after a night out in Fifi. The woman, who cannot be named, had sued Stephen Coxon, who is now 23, from Bury in Greater Manchester. The second-year student said she was raped after a night out in St. Andrews in 2013 by Mr. Coxon, who she said she had met earlier in the evening. Mr. Coxon had denied the charges, and in November of 2015, a jury had found the case against him not proven. But now, in a case understood to be the first of its kind in Scotland, a sheriff in a civil action. Shut up, Siri. Sorry, guys. I accidentally have to I got Siri activated. My bad. Hey, MGTOW Warrior, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to see you. I'm going over the story about this woman won $80,000. I'm sorry, 80,000 euros from this man who had been cleared of raping her. So got that going on. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing on. So, anyways, this is the first of its kind in Scotland. Okay, and that sheriff in this civil action lawsuit or case has ruled that Mr. Coxon raped the woman known as Miss M and demanded that he pay damages. The civil action was heard at the Personal Injury Court in Edinburgh. Civil cases require a lower standard of proof than criminal cases, with judgments made on the bounds of probabilities rather than beyond reasonable doubt. Seems a bit suspicious if you ask me. Compelling and persuasive. Sheriff Robert Weir said the evidence from Miss M, who is now 23, had been cogent, compelling, and persuasive. Cogen took advantage of her when she was incapable of giving meaningful consent because of the effects of alcohol. The sheriff said that Miss M had been distressed and had resisted, but Mr. Coxon had continued to rape her. He agreed that she should be paid 80,000 euros in damages. Miss M told BBC Scotland it was highly unlikely she would see any of the money, as it would be clawed back to pay legal costs. Really? Well, what about the man who was, proven innocent? What about his legal costs? Oh, by the way, you doing good, MGTOW Warrior? All right, glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that you're holding up and doing good. By the way, for those of you who are watching this stream right now live, or if you're listening to this after it's been recorded as a podcast, check out MGTOW Warrior. He's got some pretty dope stuff. So I recommend you check out his channel if you haven't done so already. Now, anyways, let's get back to this article. Just a quick promo, just a quick promo for a good friend of mine. Anyways, Miss M said after being let down in the criminal process and having such a difficult fight to take the civil action to court in the first place, I think shock is the word. And then I also forgot to read this. She said the thing that has happened from the civil trial is that people was the type of person that Stephen Coxon is. Would that be innocent? I'm not sure. It's not just me that's been through this journey for the past 5 years. It's had an impact on my family and my friends. I swear this is like a mirror version of what the falsely accused guy is facing. Like you could take this and say that it was a false man who said this, and you would believe it because it's absolutely true. For the past 5 years, this false accusation has had an impact on that man and his family and his friends and so on and so forth. And that's the thing that people don't get. These false accusations, lasting effects, usually irreversible. So let's read this long journey. She says she did not know whether the sheriff's decision would bring closure, but it was some form of justice. It's been a long journey to receive. Disappointed that it took a civil hearing following a criminal trial, but I am obviously very relieved that now someone has listened and acknowledged the actions of Stephen Coxon, that the actions of Stephen wrong and unlawful. Mr. Coxon's lawyer, Mark Thorley, said he, Stephen Coxon, is considering the judgment and will look at his options thereafter. The personal injury court judgment follows a 7-day hearing in June. The sheriff heard that Mr. Coxon, who was then 18, had driven up from Manchester in September 2013 to visit a friend who was beginning his second year at St. Andrews University. Mr. Coxon met Miss M, who was an 18-year-old student at the Lizard Lounge in the town. The judgment said that she had been drinking heavily at a party, but was still able to gain entry to the club at about midnight. At some point after her arrival, she is reported to have been seen kissing with Mr. Coxon in the club's skiing lounge. And then rang the buzzer. Mr. Coxon is then said to have been involved in an altercation and was ejected from the premises close to 2 a.m. Miss M says she cannot remember leaving the nightclub, and her next memory was standing at the gates outside her flat. She described turning to find that she was with someone and felt panicked because she did not know who that person was. Miss M said she rang the buzzer, hoping that her flatmates would answer. Mr. Coxon became frustrated as she played for time, searching in her bag. Miss M then dropped the keys, and Mr. Coxon pushed her away when she tried to pick them up. He unlocked the gate himself and used the gate entry to the flat, where he raped her, apparently. Mr. Coxon is said to have left the flat soon after. Over the next few months, Miss M is said to have been prescribed a number of different types of medication to deal with depression, panic attacks, and sleep disturbance. She reported the attack in January of 2014, so it wasn't immediately after it happened. Okay. Mr. Coxon denied rape and sensual sex. Really? Well, if you go back up to the title, she won 80,000 euros in damages from someone who had been, cleared of raping her. Shouldn't that say something to you? I mean, I don't know about you, but that should definitely say something to you. This article here, it is just one of the several out there these days that I like to call, I've been using this term a lot recently, the Mount Everest evidence of why MGTOW seems an option these days. So, I mean, there's really nothing else I can do, guys. Okay, all I can do is give you, the information. I advise, you decide. I advise, hey man, look at this stuff. I have, you shouldn't do this, this, and this because of this, this, and this. I show you, what you should do, and you make this. I'm not going to force you to stay single. No. I can only lead the horse to the water hole, but I can't force the horse to drink. That's the point I'm trying to make. I want you to make your own rational decision. I don't want you to rely on me or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to make here. Oh, Prune Juice Power, I'm glad to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, man. I saw your most recent video. What was it? Your channel? That was pretty sick. That was a pretty good channel trailer, man. Look forward to the new content that you'll be putting out. So glad you're able to stay. I had some articles here that I wanted to cover. This is okay. This is it. This is another one I want to do. Give me a second, real quickly. Oh, this is what I'm trying to find here. So, okay. So this is from dailybeast.com. this is something that I've sort of been familiar with, but I didn't know. Like I knew that this stuff was happening, but I did not know it would be this bad. So read this. Major men's rights site shuts down after PayPal and Amazon bans it. Roosh V said in a goodbye post that the bans sent his site into a downward spiral. One of the internet's leading men's rights activists. Wait, is he a men's rights activist? I'm not sure if he's a men's rights activist. I know he's like a pickup artist type of guy, a pickup artist type of guy. I know maybe he's wrote some books. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm confusing with Roll Thomas. I'm not sure. Maybe he is. I'm not sure. There's many guys out there, but anyways, this guy who's a leading figure in the manosphere is shuttering his website after being banned from PayPal, Amazon, and a number of other giants. The for Return of Kings, a misogynist website run by pickup artist Derush Velizadeh, marks another win for liberal activists who have pushed tech companies to kick extremist personalities and groups off their platforms. By the way, liberal activists want to push extremist personalities and groups off their platforms. They need themselves off those platforms if they truly want to achieve that. Hey, Betty D, thank you for stopping by to the stream. I know, thank God for MGTOW. You gotta admit, MGTOW is a gift from the gods. It is. Preach it. Okay, so Supreme Bear says I've been trying to get some cash and find a way to ghost properly. Nearly there. Thanks for going. Okay, don't worry about that part, man. You just keep doing your thing and you'll do just fine. You got the talent to do so. I believe in you. All right, I got your back. So it looks like you got that ghosting thing set up for you. Seems pretty good. I wish you luck on that, Prune Juice Power. That's a very tough accomplishment, but with the right mindset, it will be possible. Now, anyways, Velizadeh, who at an event, white nationalist leader Richard Spencer, and described giving women the right to vote as a mistake, found himself pressed financially after PayPal froze his account on the site in 2017. Other tech bans soon followed, including a September decision from Amazon that prevented him from selling his pickup artist books on the site. Ad networks refused Return of Kings, further cutting into Velizadeh's revenue. Even commenting platform how do you say that? Discuss Return of Kings from its site, make Velizadeh's fans to communicate with each other. Velizadeh said in a post Monday he was putting Return of Kings on a hiatus because its revenues had become too low after the bans. Velizadeh claimed that the ensuing cash crunch forced him to lay off an editor who was running the site and drop payment rates for contributors, creating a negative spiral of declining content and quality that was destroying the site. In his goodbye post, Velizadeh predicted that he wouldn't be the latest right-wing internet figure to fall victim to an activism campaign aimed at a tech company. Soon the hammer will come down on anyone who dares to share the truth, Velizadeh wrote. Velizadeh didn't respond to a request for comment. Velizadeh originally grew to some level of internet fame as a Washington, D.C. dating blogger, but as Velizadeh's anti-women men's rights rhetoric increasingly became a more central part of his persona with the launch of Return of Kings in 2012. Since then, Velizadeh led a series of internet fat-shaming campaigns calling for rapes committed on private property to be legalized, ties with various alt-right figures like Spencer. In September, Amazon prevented Velizadeh from selling several of his pickup artist books, including his latest one, which promises tips on how to break up with a girl in a way that minimizes the chance that she will successfully accuse you of domestic violence or rape. And, you know, that might sound crazy, but considering our modern society, considering the laws and the legal face, that statement is actually true. And that's something that I would like to learn. Okay, that could be a useful skill these days. Whatever. Okay, so they shut it down and they won't tell me why, Velizadeh said in a YouTube video. While Velizadeh hasn't been banned from major social media platforms like YouTube or Twitter, his site's apparent demise is the latest victory for activists trying to pressure various right-wing extremists off the internet through tech bans. InfoWars conspiracy theorist Al Jones saw his viewership crater after being banned from YouTube and Facebook, while Reddit has moved to ban or limit the visibility of communities on the site, pushing white nationalism or hoaxes. Did you guys hear what happened, by the way, to the red pill. All right, let's. This is one of my favorite places to stop by. All right. So yes, here it is. Red pill. Let's open it. Let's see what we can find. Is it there? I'm not sure if it's there. Let's check it out. Let's see if it's there. Oh, oh, what happened? Wait, maybe did I type the name in wrong? Oh, sorry guys, I think I typed the name in wrong. So let's see. Where did I go? Oh wait, never mind. I typed it in fine. And what does it say? Oh, are you sure you want to view this community? This community is quarantined. It is dedicated to shocking or highly offensive content. Are you sure you want to continue? Let's see what this quarantine thing is. So, for those of you who haven't been sticking around on Reddit a lot, we have different communities. There's like this list. Basically, the majority of Reddit people are conspiring against. They're coming together and they're trying to go against these different forums, these different sites, and they're trying to shut down places. For example, the Red Pill. I've heard that it's banned. I try to pull it up on the on the mobile version of Reddit. It wouldn't pull it up. Maybe you can now, but the last time I checked it, you couldn't do it. Now it's quarantined. Other communities are facing similar actions. Okay, so it's still working fine. And I pulled it on my iPad a couple of days ago, and it wouldn't pull up. So I'm not sure what's going on now. Right? Yeah, you're on the. I know, right? I know, right? BGB. It is shocking, and the only place that I would be happy with being shut down. You may call me crazy for saying this, but if they shut down our MGTOW, I would not have a problem with that because ever since they banned ever since they banned the incels subreddit, ever since they shut it down, all the incels for some to MGTOW. And now instead of MGTOW being the MGTOW forum being some meaningful place to discuss your own way, it is now a place where incels spread women hate 24/7. Sure, you can talk about your problems with women. That's understandable, but it's an echo chamber of insults. And if you want to see some real MGTOW talk, you would want to hold on a second. Let me show you. This is where I like to stay around most of the time. You want to go to our MGTOW 2. It's like this is where the good actual MGTOW the MGTOW discussion happens. So our MGTOW, whether loaded or not. Well, okay, yeah, it will. See, the main our MGTOW thing. The reason that they got so many subscribers so quickly is because the incels flooded on over to see. This is here. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys about. Yep. You can't access it either. Yep. And they banning MGTOW while they're banning people all over the place. I'm trying to get myself set up for a backup. I need a backup. Gab.ai or some other alternate platform. I'm pretty sure the podcast is going to stay up. The MGTOW Academy Show is going to stay up, but I need to do something with the videos. Okay, even though I do lots of audio stuff, I still do have videos where you need to see visual stuff and all that. This live stream being an example. So I need to find a way to back up my my videos on some alternate platform. And finding a platform isn't the major problem. The problem for me, how many freaking videos to like back up. For me, but anyways, see, this is what I'm talking about. This guy says, has our MGTOW been invaded by incels? The simple answer is, every time I check out our MGTOW, I notice a ton of misogynist rants and memes, and I was wondering if that subreddit has ever been taken over by closeted incels that go as MGTOW. And yes, they do. They claim to be MGTOW, but in reality, they're not. Okay, MGTOW. Okay, if you spend your time complaining about women and wasting time, then you got a problem. You're not going your own way. You're really not. Okay, so Benny says SoundCloud. Actually, I used to be on SoundCloud, but now I'm not. I'll show you my current platform. Let me see if I can pull it up. Wait, hold on a second, guys. I got to turn off the. I'm gonna log into my account because this is my account where I have the MGTOW Academy Show on. I need to log in, so I don't want to give away my password because I'm not sure my email and my personal email. And then really quickly, I used to have SoundCloud, MGTOW Academy. It like started out on SoundCloud, and if you go back to the MGTOW News thing that I used to do, I stopped doing it for the well. First of all, you gotta go to why I did MGTOW News. MGTOW News, I did it to fill in stuff. Okay, it was the length of like your average podcast or whatever, and that's so the purpose of it, because I couldn't upload to SoundCloud. It had like an upload limit, and it didn't work out because you can't upload more than an hour's worth of audio, and I quickly surpassed that limit. Oh yeah, I definitely did. But with Wooshka, they got no limits. It's a lot more user friendly. They're a lot more responsive with customer service and that jazz. It's a pretty nice place. So I'm logging in really quick. I'll show you. It's the MGTOW. You know what? While we're at it, I can show you guys how the MGTOW Academy Show is doing. The MGTOW Academy Show is doing fairly well. I just passed 10,000 listens not a couple of weeks ago. And on Twitter, MGTOW Academy has passed 1,000 followers. And hold on, someone log in real quickly. And I passed what was it? It was 30,000, I believe. Yeah, 30,000 views here on YouTube. Yeah. I didn't log into my account. Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to talk and type at the same time, so I messed up part of my email. Oh yeah. So that happened. Oh wait, what happened? Oh, turns out. Oh, I stand corrected. So let's see. The MGTOW Academy Show passed 10,000 listens. Now we have passed 800 subscribers. So thank you for notifying me about that new milestone. So thank you guys for 800 subscribers. I truly appreciate it. Now I'll turn on the screen share feature so I can show you guys what I'm talking about here. So, all right, this is it, guys. This is like my what should I call it? My main dashboard. You can have like multiple podcasts on one account, but I just did the MGTOW Academy Show. This is it right here. Gives you an overview. Got 11,800 listens, so that's pretty good. 798. So you gotta reload it. If you reload it, it'll show you like 801. I see 801. I'm not sure about you, PGP, but you gotta like reload it, and it'll show you. But anyways, this is you can edit stuff, whatever So if I wanted to edit, like when you go to like a platform like iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, or whatever, maybe when you go there and you see the description, this is the overview. This is the stuff for iTunes. I'm not sure if I'm on Spotify. I don't think I am. Am I? Let's see. I want to see it because I never got like a confirmation if I was on Spotify or not. I don't know. Let's see. Oh my god, I actually am. Holy crap. Okay, guys. This just in. I submitted it and I never got word back. But I just wow. Okay, something strange is happening. Like this is that did I know that I was actually on Spotify? So I stand corrected. The MGTOW Academy Show is now on Spotify as well. So I actually did not know that because there's like a submit button. There's like a submit button over here. It says see over here. It says submit to iTunes and then submit to Spotify. And I never got like an email back from them. It's been a while, and now I how about that, guys? So yeah, that just happened. Now we're at 11,800 listens, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this show has been doing amazing. I can't thank you all enough for. Oh wow. Oh, okay. How about that? Believe it or not, we just passed. Look, guys, do you not see this? The MGTOW Academy Show is growing. I legit can't believe this. Look at those listens. Look at those listens right here. 1,011 listens, 856 listens, 1,945 listens, 627, 464, 650. These listens are insane. I actually can't believe that. Wow. And dude, that's actually better than I thought. Holy crap. I actually not expect to do that well. Wow, I gotta update my banner. I have like a banner of the platforms I'm on. Who did not know that? So I'm on Spotify now. If you guys have Spotify, add me there and give me a 5-star rating. I will appreciate that. So here's my insights. This is what it looks like. So each day, that's actually not bad. I'm getting like between 100. I'm getting to 100-ish, 150 listens a day. And the most common are from the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and then let's see, on phone. Then we have tablet, desktop. The operating system is iOS, Android, is other system. I want to see what platforms are. The most common platform the MGTOW Academy Show is listened to is I Pocket Casts. Is this total? Yeah, I think this might be um mm, let me try something real quickly. Let me try to change the state. Okay, let's try to refresh that. Because I want to get like the total thing. I'm not sure if it's that much. Is it? Okay. Oh, it's so. I honestly did not expect that. So, apparently, Pocket Casts is my most listened to source. I think it's compatible with like Android and iOS. I'm sure maybe that's why. So, I most listen to a Pocket Cast. What's that platform? Oh, so iCatcher, I think, right? That's another platform. That's the small one right here. And then podcast app for iOS. Podcast app, we got web page player, other. We have iTunes, all these little tiny sources. Player FM, Stitcher Radio, Downcast. Oh wow, I did not know. So I learned a couple of new things today. When I'm on Spotify too, Pocket Cast is my most listened to platform. So if anybody's listening to this on Pocket Cast, thank you, because I'm going to be uploading this as a podcast after this live show is done. So whatever, guys. That's that article. If you, by the way, if you guys ever have any topics that like want to talk about, I don't mind doing it. You know what? I don't mind actually. Here, you know what? Audience here. Let's let's do it. So, so interesting things right now. So high school's going great for me. It's actually going pretty good. I'm in ninth grade. Right? I'm noticing some really interesting observations right here. Thinking about like guys chasing attention. It's just so. I hate to say it, but it is. It's pathetic. Let's be honest here. Um, we have so many guys in high school who chase female attention like it's the most important thing in their entire lives. I kind of feel bad for them, but I kind of don't. You know what I mean? Like okay, so for example, in one of my classes, there's this guy who would talk to this girl. I used to know him from before, and then he's like a genuinely nice guy. Now he turned into like a fuke boy. You know what? Like I'll show you. Come here. I'll show what I'm talking about. He was like a nice kid before, but now, I'm gonna type it with one hand. He turned into one of these guys. See, he's turning into these type of guys. Yeah, like this. See, he was a nice kid before, but then he turned into this. And it's not the what you dress. I honestly don't mind with how you dress. I honestly don't mind. How you dress is how you dress. Okay, but plays all the typical stuff, all the fuke boy behavior, and it's sad because he's like a very nice guy, and now he's doing this. And the crazy thing is, I have no idea what ninth grade is. How old would you be? I'm 15 right now. Cedar Forest, I'm 15 right now. Some guys have had problems with that. If you're not comfortable with that, I don't mind. You can leave if because that kind of happened last time, so it's understandable. But anyways, this guy, he would hang around this chick a lot, and I was like, oh yeah, good luck with that. Like that ever works out. And then sure enough, this happened. I think it was today or the day before that. Yeah, it was yesterday, I think. Then I was that girl who he paid attention to so much is no longer sitting with him. I mean, it's a really simple observation. It's nothing that's like it's nothing. I didn't lose sleep over it, but it's just these small observations you make in the back of your mind. Okay, these guys, they chase after attention like it's the most valuable thing in the world, like it's the thing that's gonna benefit them for the rest of their lives. And the next thing you know, she just bounces off to another guy for attention. And that's the thing. Okay, with what guys don't understand, whenever they hang around chicks, they're like, "Oh my god, she's around me. She must like me or something." No, she doesn't. You're just a temporary attention provider. You see, social media, they're also on Instagram, whatever social platform, they're getting attention from sources. Get it, social media. You are just one out of like 100. It's one. Okay, and it's no surprise to me. I'm like, well, dude, don't be going to like another dude to hang out with. Okay, because you were just a temporary attention provider. When that one guy wasn't there, you were there to fill in the blanks. And now that you are no longer needed, you're going to be disposed of. And that's something that I've noticed. And there's a bunch of others. So I need to do it for MGTOW stories. I need to do it for MGTOW stories. I have one interesting story. I don't want to share it now. It basically ended up where this guy, he was also a fig boy and a D bag, and he ended up basically he chased male attention so badly that he ended up on the floor, and then he got laughed at. I don't want to give out the details. I'll share that. I'll share that story later. I'm gonna have some interesting stories to share with you guys. I really am. And then I want to get you guys' opinion on this. So I've been thinking about doing this for a while, but I've been putting it off for some other side projects. So I've been like thinking of like starting another secondary series or whatever for MGTOW Academy, and it's just gonna be something to do in my free time. I'm gonna keep doing the MGTOW when I work on it. It's like a fit schedule. I'm gonna do that type of a thing, like where you fix on the side exercise. Maybe I'll do meditation. I'll do the benefits of this or that. You know what I mean? It'll be something like that. I've been thinking of launching something like that. I've really been wanting to do that because I mean I want like there's this quote that I heard. I don't know where it was. It was like lift others as you climb. Basically, as you improve others. MGTOW has made my life improved for the better. And I kind of want to do the same thing. That's the reason I started this channel. And I believe that I can take that further with starting like a whole separate of that type of stuff. So I've been doing that's third year secondary school, rising cool. Oh, thank you. Glad you're okay with that. Some guys aren't really okay with that, but that's okay. I understand that. Anyways, I've been thinking about covering like why you should do this. I've also been considering I've been doing like the no fap on and on like consistently for like a year, but like maybe I'll do it for this many days and I'll keep on adding my streak. Let me tell you something. The productivity benefits of no fap is insane. Like one day I was in class, and by then it was the end of the work week because I started on Monday. On Friday, I finished all my assignments in like one period, and I don't know. I legit I'm or something because the productivity. I should probably do a video on NoFap as well. Because like what happens is after you don't nut for a while, the testosterone, whatever that junk is in your balls, it gets like reabsorbed into your system. That increases your productivity, increases your energy. I've been exercising like crazy. For like I really have. So the benefits are from there too. You get increased testosterone, increased recovery from your workouts. There's like a crap ton of benefits to this whole no fap thing. And if you guys do fap, don't be ashamed. But I suggest give it a try. I was skeptical at first, but I gave it a shot. I was like, yeah, it's actually not that bad. You don't have to be some crazy monk who can like levitate from your non-masturbatorial powers, if you will, but give it a shot. I like just try it first, then you can criticize. Okay, it doesn't work for everybody, but give it a shot. So yeah, guys, it's where I live. It's 12:07, 12:09, whatever time it is a.m. And I'm not tired, but I have some other things I need to do. I need to work out. I've been, like I said, I've been doing that recently, so I need to work out before I go to bed. Get some other content, got some other scripts I got to write. So I think that will wrap it up for the show, guys. If you want to donate to MGTOW Academy, which is ad-free, you're more than welcome to my Patreon and my PayPal link. Not a requirement, but if you want, if you like to, feel free to do. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is at all caps, MGTOW, followed by Academy. The first A in Academy is capitalized. And you want to contact me via email to come onto the show or to talk about a topic request, wherever it may be, drop me an email at mgtowacademy.media@gmail.com, and I will respond to your email as I always do. And guys, the support for MGTOW Academy is overwhelming. I've never imagined that I would be able to do something like this, but hey, here we are. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for tonight's show. It will be uploaded as a podcast, so you can take it, listen to it offline if you want to again. And as I've proven in today's articles that I've covered And in today's discussion, remember that it's a very dangerous world out there. So be sure to keep taking your daily doses of red pills and to stay safe. Everybody, this is the MGTOW Academy signing